So when I was released, man, after doing 20 years, I did end up doing 20 years because I was able to.
Tell us that, because to have 200 and now all of a sudden, how'd you end up shaking that 200?
That program gave me a position to where I had people writing time reductive letters to writ of habeas corpus to the judges. Yeah. And by me having that program and backing the work that I did, the ward and other people, Al Edwards, which is Al Edwards spoke up for me at that time while I was in there, man, and they ran it all concurrent to 50 years.
Wow. Oh, that's real.
And when they ran that concurrent to 50 years, I didn't end up doing but 20 years on the 50 years, man. And I was able to make parole on that 50-year sentence, man. So that's one of the blessings of doing that program in there, because it gave me the power to connect with people, to get somebody to really look at me to say that I wasn't no real man.
See, you had value.
I had value in me. Yeah. So, but everything came together. I ended up doing 20 years, man, and getting out of that prison system, man. And
another blessing?
What's that, brother?
I'm an alumni of Scared Straight.
Is that right, brother?
You was the one that was in his face.
I'm alone in my probation officer, baby, go there to the Sugar Land one. And I remember somebody taking their teeth out, but he was bald head.
That's me. I'm bald head. So, but that's how I started, because I dealt with thousands of kids, especially in Harris. If you was in Harris County juvenile probation at any time during the 80s and the 90s,
they saw you.
They say they came through my program.
They put us on a bus.
Yeah.
And they took us all the way out there.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Believe it or not. I had to give my shoes up.
Yeah.
He's still traumatized.
But I run
into the field though.
I run into people, man, and I work, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they done become professionals, man. They've done things, they still see me. Some people see me, man, they couldn't do nothing but break out crying to see that I'm still alive from the seed that I planted in them on moving forward in their life, man. And that's what then kept me going and doing this kind of work, because this is some very stressful work dealing with our people, man.
Right.
And dealing with the population that I chose to deal with, you know what I'm saying? I chose to deal with the worst of what we consider the worst, you know what I'm saying? So I've always, even so when I was released, man, I got a contract with Harris County Probation Department dealing with their gang intervention programs. So what I did when I got out of here, I started working at Alfonso Crust Charter School to where we was dealing with 18 different school districts at one of the most violent schools, alternative schools in the city of Houston. And I was over there doing gang intervention, anger management classes, working with those brothers in truancy classes, man. I was a resource provider for a lot of them young brothers and getting them on the right road over there. So as I worked with them, I started working with Boris Myers. I helped him defeat Al Edwards, the man that helped me while I was in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I helped Boris Myers. So we started a program in the Harris County, in the Keegan State Jail, called the First Time Offenders Program in the Keegan State Jail. I did that for like 12 years, going over there with the brothers, teaching the brothers how to think while they there. So when they got out, they could use their brain matters to put themselves back into the world that they come into. I didn't only stop there. I started a program based up off the Scared Straight program, because as I was dealing with Third Ward gang intervention program, I was working with a brother in the Third Ward area that owned the funeral home right there on Wheeler.
Yeah.
And I'm saying with that funeral home program, I call it Snuffing Out the Smell. I mean, one of the most powerful programs. People say,
no doubt.
People, I had something like 200 to 300 brothers in
packed
on a Saturday morning, wall to wall.
Yeah.
You could hear a pin drop in this funeral home on a Saturday morning, but this supposed to be your toughest gang member. So it was a very successful program. The mothers would beg to have the program every year. It took off. I started doing other programs where I was working with the Catholic diocese, to where we were doing parent-teen workshop, the kids that was on probation. I was educating the parents on the different issues dealing with certain drugs. When your child come in your house talking about he had some handlebars, he not talking about no bicycle.
Come on. Come on, man.
So I was educating the parents on dealing with the new drugs and up-and-coming drugs, dealing with their children on probation. I was a resource provider with their juvenile probation, to where I would walk with them and go to court with them, because I understand how important it is for some young man to have somebody that they feel supporting them as they go through their court system and speak up on their behalf. So I did that for many years. So eventually over the years, I've been study engaged and working in schools. I done traveled all over the state, speaking in different prisons and jails and juvenile facility. And I got another powerful brother, man, that wanted to do some of the work that I was doing once he got out of prison. Because once he got out of Giddens State Jail, he had a dream. He put together his program. And when he put together his program coming out of Giddens State Jail, he reached out to me because he wanted me to come see him in action and asked me would I come speak with him at Keegan Juvenile as he went back in the juvenile facility and worked. This young brother's name is Charleston White.
Wow. Wow.
God, dog.
Wow.
Ain't that so?
This young brother, when this young brother came out with dreams and ambitions, he put together a program in the Fort Worth area, doing the same work that I'm doing, going around the black community, working with young black boys in the school, trying to get black people to invest back in their own children. He found out that those people were just like the people in Houston. Wasn't investing in their own children.
Wow.
And it's sad that he had to go negative and in the mud for people to start supporting him. Now the boy is almost a multimillionaire now.
Yeah.
Doing negative stuff against his own people.
Man. Let me ask you this, man, because that's your testimony is so amazing.